Okay, some people ask me how I get my little small detail with just my airbrush without using any, really any masking techniques or anything like that. Well, it starts right here with your reference. As you can see, I'm using my Samsung tablet. And one great thing about this tablet is I'm able to get more detail out of this than I ever could with a printed reference. And the reason is, as you can see, I'm zoomed in just on the eye, which is the part that I'm working on right now. So I can see all the eyelashes. You can see here all the subtle differences in shades. Like here's a light gray, and then the gray gets a little darker, and then there's this little baby dark patch within this kind of medium gray, and then there's this little dark here, and then there's all these little details that you wouldn't see necessarily in a printed image. Not that I didn't get those details before I had a tablet, but the tablet just makes it a whole lot easier to do. And I can zoom in on the eye. As you can see, the image is much bigger. This is a photo that I took myself as a reference for this project that I'm working on. I went into Photoshop, made it look the way that I wanted to make it, and now I'm zoomed in on the eye because that's the part that I'm working in. So if you look over here at the project that I'm actually working on, got my little light on here, hopefully it's not too distracting. It's really not that hard. If you over reduce your paint, like some people are scared to reduce their paint too far. If you reduce your paint so far that it's just liquid and it doesn't do anything anymore, but it still has the opacity that you want, meaning it's the transparency you want, but it's too thin to do anything, you can add some Intercoat Clear or something to it to give it back the glue that it needs to do its job. But, so let's say I'm gonna do some of her eyelashes here. I'm gonna go ahead and squirt off of my paper for a minute, and I've got it very over reduced, like to a point at which some people would say that's too much, but it's not too much as long as it works. And as you can see, I just do the eyelashes a little bit at a time. That's actually putting too much paint out than I want to put out right now. So I'm actually going to reduce that further. But just to give you a little example, so I don't have to do this in a couple of takes of what I can do with my detail. Let's see, let's move some light here. But you can work in these real transparent little baby strokes. And you just work real slow, like with your eyelash. I'm just gonna kind of fog it in, and don't try to make it work for you too quickly. Just because you're working small doesn't mean you need to think small. Think as if it was a really big painting and you're using that much detail. I mean, look at it under a microscope and pretend it's a full-size painting, and look really close into the details. There's really no other secret for it other than that. It's look close and duplicate it. I'm using a custom micron. It's my Iwata micron. That's going to be the best tool to get the job done. So yeah, it's all about paint reduction. It's all about air pressure, which you can play with here with your MAC valve if you have a custom micron, and opacity. So like right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and reduce it further because it's too opaque for my liking on this project. And I'm just going to work slow. If it's not dark enough at first, I'll work the entire image and then darken it further. As you can see here, I've got the black of her hair already in. That black is going to give me a good reference as to where black is also, because sometimes when you're working in gray, it will look black, but it's not actually black, it's actually gray. So if you paint something that you know is going to be black, like in her hair, then it gives you a good point of reference, so you have something to bounce off of. Meaning, I know where black is because I'm looking at it. So when I get all my midtones, I'll have a good, here's my hot, here's my dark, and I'll know where all the middles are because I got them sitting right next to each other. That's the reason I filled her hair in first. I could have done it last, but I filled it in first because I wanted a good point of reference for my darks. Anyway, sorry I'm talking fast. I'm just trying to get it all into one really quick video for you. But anyway, there you go.